backed by popular demand, more evidence, the fact that the Turkish church is exploding. Today I'm going to show you that Turkey's spiritual awakening is very real and God is building his church outside the four walls of the buildings. So let's get started. Today's episode is a follow-up to an episode I did a year ago on the spiritual awakening, Christian spiritual awakening in Turkey. So I did a bit more research, and I want to share with you information from a couple of sources that sheds new light into the growth of the authentic church in the country of Turkey. Now I want to start with an entry that I read on Quora.com titled, "Is Christianity the fastest growing religion in Turkey?" It was by, I think, a person by the name of Calixto Estrada. He said this: "Is Christianity growing in Turkey?" And he says, yes, but the correct term would be reviving, which is pretty interesting. Since at this point in history, there are fewer Christians in Turkey than there have been in the past 1,000 years, the Greek Orthodox Church in Turkey has lasted for over 500 years, despite being surrounded by Islamic powers that, under the Ottomans, the Greek, the Orthodox Church actually fared pretty well, despite the best lands and buildings being confiscated. The Orthodox leadership enjoyed a place of privilege and ceremonial status among the Ottomans, the sultans. The sultan was even the head of the church, just as emperors were before he had been. That would eventually become the demise of the Greek Orthodox Church, as set up, right, as the head. In Turkey, became a problem since they were forbidden to convert anyone who was not born into Orthodoxy. This goes against the very tenets of Christianity, by the way, but persists to this very day among many Eastern Orthodox churches, unfortunately. After the final battles following World War I, the new Turkish government wanted no more minorities, and this meant the Greeks. So we all know about the genocide of the Armenians, but this also extended to Christian Assyrians and Greeks, and most of the latter of which moved from Turkey to Greece followed it. So while the Greek Orthodox Church once had a place of prominence in Turkey over a very sizable Greek minority, that minority is now minuscule, a fragment compared to what it once was. And since the Greek Orthodox Church only saw itself as having to worry about Greek population, and that was the case even before the Great Schism of 1054, right, AD, they never began or had any desire to outreach to the non-Greek population. And he goes on to say, now, if I take a look at the Catholic and Armenian Church, the statistics are very clear that it's growing rapidly in Turkey, right, because you just don't have to be Greek. Many people believe that this is most part due to the fact that many Turks are rediscovering their real roots. Many have taken DNA tests and found that they are actually, in fact, what? Greek. Assyrian, Armenian, etc. They're not Turks by biology, and it's pretty interesting. And since the Catholic Church has liturgy and religion teaching in Turkish, the converts don't need to learn a new language or to become a Christian. So due to the Islamic pressure in Turkey, to the so-called secular, really the secular Muslim, which are two different things. They start off as secular, went secular, then they've gone back to Muslim control now. Many people keep these conversions quiet, so you might not find the statistics to back this up unless you actually go to the parishes, the churches, and look for yourself. Now, technically, a Muslim can convert to Christianity, technically, but it's not an easy road. Honor killings are still very common in Turkey, even to this day. So yeah, you can convert. You might just end up dead in some cases. So not all. Special thanks to Calixto Estrada. Your work provided, I think, one of the best insights that I've seen in a long time. Most accurate, it seems, from my research. Comprehensive explanations as to how the Christian church is growing in Turkey and why so many have come out to attack the Christians there. Because, well, the church is exploding. So that's a threat to non-Christians, especially Muslims. So there you have it, folks. While the West falls apart in some way, God is raising up new Christian communities outside the United States. Perhaps we're starting to see the Christian Turks evangelize Europe. Perhaps that'll happen. And as you know, Turkey's now part of the EU. By the way, they have the largest, most powerful military in Europe. That being said, we need to be praying for Turkish people and the Turkish government, Turkish-Church, and even the Muslims there. They'd come to know the Lord. and raise up, be used by God. Perhaps Turkey will be a great leader, maybe a great empire to help turn us back to Christ in upcoming generations. Listen, while Christianity is under severe persecution in Turkey by the Islamic government, God is using that persecution to awaken Christians back up, welcome them back to the church stronger than ever. In the end, Turkey's spiritual awakening is real, folks. God is building his church outside those four walls we think as a building. So let's make sure to raise up our Turkey brothers and sisters in Christ, those faithful Christians in Turkey, in our prayers. And special thanks to all of you, especially the Turkish Christians who were courageous enough to comment on the website. Apologize for some of the people who were just plain rude to come after you, but we're trying to mitigate that as best as possible with leaving the dialogue as constructive. So thank you very much. You want to check that out. That originally aired on 2023, but it'll pop up in the feed as we've had over 15,000 downloads on that. Turkey's Spiritual Awakening. That was a real one. Today's continuation, I want to back that up. We're going to do some more series on what's going on in Turkey. I'm going to be keeping you updated, I'm hoping monthly. And so look, it's real. God bless you. We stand with you, Turkey. We're praying for you. So you hang tight in there. You keep doing God's work. We stand with you. And anybody in Turkey who wants to take any courses on equippedacademy.com or christianonlinetraining.com, you reach out to me at reasonfortruth.org. Hit the contact button. I'll be sending you a link. You're not going to pay anything for it. That's my gift to you. So God's blessings to you. Do that. Check out my community as well. Join me, StephenGarofalo.com. Come on in, Turkey. Join me over there, StephenGarofalo.com. Love to have you in there. There's no cost for that. And listen, make sure as well you share this with others. That's very encouraging. Make sure you like, subscribe, then you won't miss any of them. Boom. San Gonzalo Sinistro. That's the Italian Sicilian right hook. Subscribe button. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you at the next episode. I'm your host, Stephen Garofalo. This is your Reason for Truth for today.